Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody, and I am just jumping right into this layout. So a couple weeks ago I had mentioned to you that I had some photos that were pulled out for whatever reason, and I didn't remember what the reason was, but they were pulled out, and I felt like I should just scrapbook them instead of going through the effort of putting them where I keep my photos. It's just one of the things I'm trying to do this year is trying to do things as I see them instead of delaying or putting them off or adding them to a list of things to do, trying to do things as I see it and just go ahead and get it off my plate instead of having it be one more thing that is on my plate or list of things to do. Now, I definitely still keep a list of things to do. Now, let's not go crazy. We know that's not going away, but I'm just trying to manage my everyday a little bit better. And I always feel like I'm on some sort of quest to improve or grow. But I feel like that's how, as a person, I just am. I'm always constantly trying to do more or be better or be more efficient or be happier, just all of the above. And I feel like that is just one of those driving forces for me. And I'm happy with that. Like, I have no problem with that. So anyways, back to the photos. These are the photos that were on my desk that needed to be dealt with. So I have them laid out. And if you remember, I think it was last week in a pocket layout that I did, I had mentioned that in one of the layouts I had these big 4x6 photos, and I felt like they were just too heavy on the page. And so I'm kind of facing that a little bit again with this layout. The bottom left pocket actually has 3 4x6 photos, so I really can't trim those down. I mean, I suppose I could, but I'm going to make a flip pocket with that. And I'm really not going to embellish that pocket very, very much. So I'm going to leave those alone. I have these little tiny photos that I've cut apart, and I'm using lots of little photos on this layout. And then I have the 2 photos at the top. Well, the top right one doesn't really bother me because it's black and white, so I feel like it's kind of a neutral style photo, but the one on the left kind of bothers me. So it's a picture of Kaylin in front of our Christmas tree on Christmas morning, and this is December of 2016. He's standing there next to his stocking with his gifts before he actually opened his gifts. So there's a lot of empty space. There's a big wall section. There's a big part of the couch that is empty. And really, I just need the picture of him standing there with a smile in front of the Christmas tree. I do keep the image of the stocking in when I trim that photo down, but I'm basically going to trim this photo down, mat it on some white paper, then put a decorative card behind it. Now, I typically add white borders to all of my 4x6 pockets, but this is going to be one of those rare occasions that I actually don't add a white border. I am going to have these 2 Christmas themed cards. And since I am pairing this with the Studio Calico kit, I'm actually using an August 2015 kit. Since I'm pairing it with that, there are no Christmas elements in that kit. So I just pulled out, I have some 4x6 iris boxes that have just themed embellishments in them. So I pulled out one 4x6 box that had embellishments, and that's where I got these cork Christmas trees from. And then I pulled out another 4x6 Christmas box that had cards in it, and that's where I got those 2 4x6 cards. The top left one has a teal Christmas tree on it, and the bottom right one has like a outdoor wintry scene on it. And I'm going to use those in those 4x6 pockets. I like the color it brings, but it's not overly Christmas. Now, all the 3x4 cards in the center are from the Studio Calico kit that I'm using. And then I've cut apart 3 cards here from that kit. I have that one that says weird and proud of it. I've cut out the 2 text parts and made it be little like tabs on that top right photo, and I think it fits well with the fact that it's a black and white photo. I cut out one card that had an arrow on it, and it says check out my shoes. Well, clearly Kaylin is holding up shoes in this photo, so I cut that out, and I'm using it as an embellishment or a die cut on this pocket. And then I cut out a card that said first things first, and I'm putting that up here on that top left photo because this is Christmas morning before presents are opened or anything. First things first, let's get a photo, and that's what that one is. So I've used quite a bit of the cards from this kit, and then I am going to use some of the embellishments as well. but I really do like utilizing the cards as much as possible. I have an overabundance of cards. I could work for years and not purchase any more and still have plenty to work with. So I am always on a quest to find different ways to use them. I do not waste them. I do not throw them away. I will gift some to people occasionally, but then for the most part, I keep them and I use them. And one way I use them is to cut out the elements. If I can't use the card as it is, I am totally happy with cutting out elements and making them usable on the layouts or the pages or the cards or the projects that I am working on. Getting all of my elements kind of sorted out and glued down with what I have already pulled out, and then I'm going to look and pull a couple more things from the kit. I originally pulled the Christmas tree, the cork Christmas tree, because I wanted to use the little cork plus signs that came in the kit, and then I never used them in the end. I actually end up pulling out a piece of bling, which is kind of random because I really don't use a lot of bling. So I was looking for, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this, but you're going to see it at the end. I was looking for a, what was I looking for? Oh, I just had there it is. Okay, sorry. I just had like a moment where my brain like would not make the thoughts connect. So I was looking for a snowflake, like a bling snowflake in my stash of where I keep my enamel dots. Sorry, the words are not coming quick enough. Oh my, I am sorry for this like moment here that I'm having. So I was looking for a snowflake bling and I thought I had some. And when I was sorting through my enamel dots a couple weeks ago, I knew I saw some. And what I was remembering is not exactly what I thought I was remembering. So I thought I had a whole bunch of like small little pieces of bling that were in the shapes of snowflakes. Well, I'm sort of remembering that correctly. It was bling and it was a snowflake, but it was one single large snowflake, not a bunch of small ones, because I was going to scatter them about my layout here. So instead of just giving up on the idea, I take that one single snowflake bling and cut it apart in a bunch of little pieces and scatter it across my layout here. So you're going to get an opportunity to see me take one embellishment and make it work in multiple ways. I am just kind of adding a small title down here. I'm using the pink alpha that came in the kit and it just says Merry Christmas. And I'm just using my awesome EK Success or EK Tools tweezers to put that down. And this is here, the lovely little tiny piece of bling that I decided to use. When I start organizing my stash, I always find it fun to uncover products or elements that I forgot I had. And this piece of bling is one of those things. And now bling is not something I forgot I had, but I also don't always pull it. So when I see it and it's kind of like brought back to my attention, I do get inspired again. This is a piece of paper that you have seen many times. It has sitting on my desk. It's been sitting on my desk for months, and so I've just been pulling from it randomly just to pull little elements to add. So I pulled a I pulled a word like square thing that I cut into a banner. One said dad and one said son, and they just happened to be in kind of that limey green and that light blue, which are elements I already have in this layout. So I add it, and that's just kind of there's no journaling really on this layout, so I'm just adding little elements to a kind of highlight different parts of each photo. This photo, Kaylin and Ernest are actually playing with some of the toys that Kaylin got for Christmas. He had gotten some Power Rangers, like knives and swords and things like that, and this is just a picture of them playing around with them on Christmas morning. So that's why I have weird and proud of it, just because they were being funny. They're like in their pajamas. Kaylin has swords stuck out the back of his like waistband of his pants, and they're just fighting. They're play fighting with these swords, and it was kind of funny. So I just snapped a picture of it and thought that would be fun to include. And then the flip pocket that I'm working on, it was kind of the very last thing I worked on. I'm just adding a caption that says family time, and these are just different pictures of us in the car, traveling, doing different things as we were visiting with each other. So I just put family time on this little square embellishment that was in the kit, and it brings another piece of red down here to the bottom, plus it kind of covers up a little bit of the roof of the car, which was really just some dead space, and it brings red a little bit down to the bottom. I shifted my cards around a bit, as you saw, just to kind of get some of the colors dispersed a little bit more across the layout, and also just gave it a little bit more balance. So I'm cleaning up here. This is the end of the layout. I hope you guys have enjoyed this today, and I'm so happy that I have all the photos that were sitting on my desk actually scrapbooked. Here are a couple pictures of the finished product. Let me know if you have any questions, and make sure you check out at the end. I will have another video linked. It's the last video that I've actually posted for you, as well as if you are a new viewer, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to be notified anytime that I post a new video, and you will be able to keep up to date on all the fun things that are happening on my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today and hanging out with me. I hope I provided you some inspiration and entertainment, and I will be back soon with a new video. Thank you so much. Bye.